Hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, here with my first ever practice match with my Rakdos Magda the Hoardmaster deck. Looking to commit some crimes and make some treasures, and then turn those treasures into Scorpion Dragons. We have 0 lands, so I guess we'll be shipping this one back. Oh, the 1-lander plus Strike at Riches and a bauble. We're going to keep it. We're playing 20 lands, so not too surprising to run into some land issues. We might need to go up to 21 at least. We have a very low curve. Decadent Dragon is our 4-drop. Everything else are 1-drops. Looks like we might be up against the Yawgmoth deck. So we will Blood Crypt untapped, and then go ahead and bolt the Hierarch. Play a bauble. We're going to save it, I think. We want to be able to get a treasure token off of it if we draw. Well, we need to land in a Magda, but still. We'll see what we draw. Ooh, is it not Yawgmoth? That's exciting. Although also terrifying that it's Eldrazi. So it looked like they were going for the turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer. Alright, well, we have some of the tools to... Oh, another Strike at Ridge. That's so awkward. We have some tools to fight this. Will we draw them? We're stuck on mana. We're going to go ahead and see what they're drawing. Stomping Ground. Okay, well, that's... Thought-Knot Seer mana coming if they don't have it already. We're going to draw a card, hopefully hit a land. Field of Ruin is one of our answers if we can get it down fast enough. Next turn we can... So that's... We would, if we had done the bauble at the last turn, we would have gotten the Field of Ruin out. Alright, well, here comes Thought-Knot Seer. Oh no. Okay, this is a very interesting and fun looking build to me. Gruul Spellbreak. Oh, it's going to give all your creatures haste. It's got hexproof. No, that is not the one that gives all your creatures haste. It's just a big beater. Got it. Question is, do we want to destroy this Eldrazi temple? I have 3 cards in hand. We're taking a lot of damage. Did get to draw the land. Let's see. Man, we could really use a Fatal Push right here, right? So we're gonna have to use our treasure to blow up this temple. We're still taking 7. We're on a 2-turn clock. We want the mountain just to be able to commit something to the board. Preserve our life total. It might be the saddest Ragavan ever coming out right now. As we are gonna maybe have to jump block. It's possible we take a hit. The thing is, they're surely gonna have a follow-up to block Ragavan. I was gonna say we could take a hit and then try to get this Decadent Dragon down as a blocker, but there's no way that we're gonna... Oh, a stomp, nice. Yeah, they're just overpowering us with undercosted, overpowered creatures. Yeah, I was thinking this was the enchantment that gave all your creatures riot, so you could give them haste. And we're probably just straight up dead. I mean, missing land drops and having a lot of setup in the face of all the aggression on our opponent's side is really going to cost us this game, and now we're dead, so we'll scoop it up. What do we want to bring in? Yeah, we weren't going to get there. So that did not come together the way I'd hoped. We can bring in Blood Moons, although it's not even that great. All we saw was the Eldrazi land. Bring in the Brotherhoods in to clean the board up. If on a start like that, we would have not been able to get the Rider. But maybe we bring in Molten Collapses. They're going to go big. Charming Scoundrel could be a good blocker, and I mean it's hard to sideboard with a deck you've only played once when you didn't get to execute any kind of game plan. Maybe we'll just go down, bring in 2 Brotherhoods and go down a Scoundrel, Thoughtseize, Ragavan, Tiny Bones. Some of these, maybe just to Striker Ridge, keep the Tiny Bones. I mean, Tiny Bones has Death Touch, so it trades up. Blood Moon would have been good and to stop some of their shenanigans, but it depends on their start, right? Like they had their Eldrazi Temple, but they didn't have the big follow-up play, so we kind of dodged a bullet, even though we still died very quickly. All right, we'll try this and see if we can have a better opening 7 than what we saw in game 1. Getting steamrolled though. All right, 2 Thoughtseizes and a Ragavan and a Bolt. Oh, I mean, this is fine. We have a way to clear that. We have 2 ways to clear the path for Tiny Bones, or Ragavan, by stripping their hand. Then we have a Lightning Bolt to answer a threat. And I think I want to go Ragavan to start and just force them to have an answer. It may not be the right choice, but and it might have been better to do Tiny Bones because next turn we could Thoughtseize and cast Ragavan versus just being able to cast one of those 2 spells this turn if we don't draw a land. Fatal Push is good. So we'll Thoughtseize. Yeah, we probably should have ran out the Tiny Bones. Here comes the Bolt. So yeah, I mean, a decision there coupled by a mistake, I would say. Noble Hierarch. We can kill that. Matter Reshaper. Yeah, this thing gives everything haste. They're missing lands. So we're going to be able to, next turn, Bolt. Man, alright, well, they don't have the wastes yet. So we'll take this one. And then we won't get too punished then because we can Bolt the Hierarch on their turn. Or whatever else they cast. But yeah, we made a sequencing decision there to risk them not having an answer to Ragavan versus Thoughtseize in turn 1 and then casting the Ragavan. Looking at their hand, clearly we regret that decision now. But it is what it is. So we get Thoughtseize and then trust they don't draw another land. I'm going to Tiny Bones and hope that we can at least, if they do draw a land or wastes, we can Fatal Push what they cast. There's their wastes. So is there a benefit of Fatal Pushing on their turn with using this treasure token? I don't think so. We may draw a fetch land. We just draw a land. So we're going to get in. We're finally going to get a hit in with this Tiny Bones, it looks like. And actually get to steal something, which has never really happened before. Let me just put it that way. We've never been able to do this. In all the games we've played Tiny Bones, we've stolen a single Asphertold, I think. Which was awesome, by the way. So do we want the Matter Reshaper, or do we want the Reckless Stormseeker? Alright, there we go. It's day. Oh man, they have 2 more Matter Reshapers though. Their top end is so much bigger than ours, and we're out of action. And we've hit him for 1 point of damage, and now have this guy. Alright, well, you know, it is. We'll see what we can draw, if we can cobble it together or not. We do still have the Thoughtseize to take something from their hand. Charming Scoundrel. So we could, let's see, +1/+0 against haste. Go ahead and take their other Matter Reshaper. See what else, although, man. Okay, well, so we're going to fight through the Matter Reshapers. This guy is a 2/3. Do we just want to make the treasure token, or do we want to put the damage on? I think we want the treasure token, because we do want to eventually draw a Magda. So we'll grow that so that it can get through the Matter Reshaper. Attack with everyone. I mean, we could have just tried to get another hit in with Tiny Bones, but there was no. Oh, they are gonna. Well, they're gonna block it this time. I was gonna say there's no way they're not going to, but they didn't block the Tiny Bones. So we want to. We could just steal the Hierarch. I did not. Did I misclick or something? Or is there something else going on? I'm very confused. Ah, see, no, I'm not. Okay, the Matter. It looked like for a minute that the Matter Reshaper was what we clicked, but it was really just this death trigger going on the stack, and that's why that was all there, and they got the land out on our turn. It was just, all right, here comes something. What did they draw? Is it their 4th Matter Reshaper? Hopefully it's not a reality. Thought not Seer. Well, I mean, that's all it takes is, right, a 1/4/4, and suddenly they're at 16, and we have a bunch of very small creatures that cannot keep up. So what is it that we need here? Magda. You mock me, Magda. We've been using burning through our treasure tokens as usual, and now we don't have any way to take advantage of her. Alright, well, we are going to attack with the Tiny Bones. I don't think our opponent's going to want to take another hit, but if they do, great. This is where at least we have some game against their big creatures because of the Death Touch. And we got to draw a card. And we just got another Tiny Bones. Well, we're going to run out our hand to protect it against Alt Seer. There's no reason to hold on to the Magda. Alright, well, we're cobbling it together against these giant Eldrazi that they're surely going to draw something. I mean, even that one Thought Knot is a problem, but we did hit another one of our best cards, which is Tiny Bones, and they're going to scoop it up. Tired of taking hits from Tiny Bones. And they can see, right, we're going to end up getting more Matter Reshapers. And okay, well, that was, yeah, it felt pretty lucky. We had to really 2 Thoughtseizes, multiple removal spells, and a little bit of pressure, and we sequenced it wrong. So we could have sequenced it better there and maybe had a better start, but we took a risk. It did not pay off. Brotherhood's End still looks okay. Just, it could also be very laughable against, I mean, against like multiple Matter Reshapers, it's not so bad. Maybe we bring in the Inquisitions instead. I really don't. Yeah, or the Thoughtseize back end. I mean, the early Blood Moon is looking better and better with shutting off their wastes. Because they're not playing, they probably have some basic wastes. Also, this is a on the play Blood Moon. Maybe it's not that great. Alright, we'll take back out that. Take out Tiny Bones, man, showing his worth. Again, that was one of the first times we've really gotten to see Tiny Bones do anything other than just get in for 1 damage. Which is not nothing. But man, it stole us 2 cards, traded up. Alright, well, on to game 3. See if our on to play Blood Moons are going to be fast enough to stop what they're doing. We have multiple Tiny Bones. We have 1 Fatal Push and a Field of Ruin. Okay, we're going to try it. I mean, this is not our... we'll see. It is what it is. I've said that. Oh, there's our Blood Moon. So we want to, at this point... But definitely we want to strike it rich to get out this turn 2 Blood Moon. Go get a swamp with the Bloodstained Mire to make sure we have a black source. I mean, I'm not even sure how good Blood Moon is against our opponent's deck, but we're about to find out. Is it going to come back to haunt us? It does turn off all their wastes, which can turn off a lot of their deck, unless they have a basic wastes. So there goes one of their wastes. Hopefully this is going to be enough to, yep, slow them down. Yeah, I like this guy. Oh, more Field of Ruins, just to mock us. Play a Tiny Bones. We don't have another swamp. We could have used another swamp there for this Fatal Push. See how much we get punished by our Blood Moon route. We have a lot of ways to make treasure tokens, including next turn we can strike it rich from the graveyard, then Fatal Push. Alright, so the Blood Moon looks like it might be doing something. They don't have the mana for Thought Not Seer. They don't. This would have given them Reality Smasher mana. They're still going to be able to swing in, and we can block if they want. They don't. Ragavan is pretty good. This guy is a 3/4. And we'll attack because we have another one. Again, sequencing. Do we really want to... I mean, if they... See, we can... We'll cast this Ragavan. You think that if they had a bolt, they would have cast it already on the Tiny Bones. So we could have waited till combat, see if they blocked, and saved our swamp to cast a second Tiny Bones in our hand. Well, they find a basic wastes. They do. Oh, opponent. Opponent. Is this the Reality Smasher time? It is. Okay, well, we're going to regret attacking with that Tiny Bones, but we will, hopefully. We should have probably, we should have responded to the cast to kill this, because then it will save us a point of damage. It already has haste, though. That's too bad. It's early, what can I say? And we probably should have waited for the attacks to make sure they commit. All right, so we're learning about the deck, right? Especially with the tiny bones, there's a lot of ins and outs here and subplots to the main plan, right? We want to attack with tiny bones, but I assume they're going to want to attack, but they know attacking. They may have decided to hold back for blocking purposes because their hand might be full of reality smashers for all I know. But if it is, it still makes sense to attack. All right, so opponent got the waste off the top. It looked like we're sandbagging it. Another fatal push isn't looking so good. Yeah, and so if we go with the Tiny Bones plan, we can cast this. We might just be dead to multiple Eldrazi reality smashers if that's what's in there. They've had a slow hand, so. What do we see off of an Eldrazi Temple? We will pay and now we're going to play a very sad Tiny Bones because we're going to use it on defense. Gruul Eldrazi. Very interesting. Very fun looking. So if they hit another reality smasher, we're basically dead. But, I mean, they have 4 cards in hand and haven't done much at all this game. We slowed them down with the Blood Moon. I imagine they have a handful of Eldrazi. But are they smaller or bigger? That's the question. Another one. So, I mean, we can Fatal Push it again. See what their follow-up is. They go immediately to combat. I mean, we're in stomp range if they are able to. That's on the stack. They're going to target itself, perhaps. So hanging in there. Again, maybe we should wait till they attack for the blowouts. Theoretically, I mean, I think they're going to attack no matter what and just hope to get this damage in. But we probably should have waited for them to declare attackers to do that, to make sure they committed the Reality Smasher, because I think one of our best ways out is just to get more hits in. Where Ragavan has card advantage at this point. But, I mean, they have to attack, right? Or do they have any way to stop the damage? Tiny Bones again with the Death Touch. Alright, 4. That's not bad, and we drew into a land. Alright, well, I mean, if our opponent doesn't have a big follow-up play. Man, a Tiny Bones would have been sweet there, right? Because we would have been able to give it haste, attack, get their own Reality Smasher. What do we get? Do we get lucky? We do. And we can cast it with our treasure token. And then that gives us a little bit of a buffer. Man, if we get this game, I'll feel like we stole it for real. I mean, Blood Moon slowed him down quite a bit. But if this is a Reality Smasher, which it is, we're in trouble. Because we can't Profitably block. Can this guy block? Because it has a counter on it. Hopefully. I can't remember. Alright, well, we're down to 3, which is definitely in lightning bolt range. Do they have the bolt? And what do we draw? Another land. Okay. So I think we're going to go in with just the Ragavan. There's a lot of triggers to this card, huh? Hopefully get something to block with. I mean, this guy has 3 toughness, so that will keep us alive for another single turn if they don't have a stomp. Do we get lucky again and get a creature that can... A Reality Smasher would be best. Eldrazi. Another one. Alright. Pay 3. Can we Karak this for a waste? Oh, come on. That's unfortunate. Getting got by our own Blood Moon. That's too bad. Says 1 mana of any color. Alright, so that actually does keep us from dying unless this is another Reality Smasher. And it is. Alright, well that was fun. It's really fun to see different... I love the free zone when our opponent sticks it out and plays their fun jank. I mean, what an aggressive deck. This is a lot like our Dragons deck in that it's a Gruul shell. They're looking to win with 4 and 5 drops, but it has a totally different mid-game to help advance that strategy than what we have. So anyway, really fun. For CyclesGaming.com, this is Johnny Cycles. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. This has been another edition of Dragons in Modern. This is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com. If you haven't already, check out my website where you can read about my commander decks, my modern jank, and my science fiction novel that I'm publishing serially. Click that like button or the subscribe button on YouTube. Everybody counts. For CyclesGaming.com, this is Johnny Cycles. I'll catch y'all in the next one.